ultimately on a stealth job, what you're looking for is you just need to get your core position leased so you can drill your test wells.
Yeah.
Once you start drilling your test wells, it's the secret's out. But hopefully you've got ahead of the game and you're ahead of the competition. Um, so I mean, we've seen, that was one of the early ones. Obviously, those were easy times to be stealth, right? There wasn't drilling info, there wasn't all this information that just jumps out
Mhm.
there. But it's certainly gotten harder over the years, but it can still be done. We still do it. I mean, we still buy leases under Dudley Land Company. We still buy under New Century. Um, Sometimes it's stealth, sometimes it's not. But another one is another Arkansas play that I was involved in that was sizable. Was the Brown Dents, and we all maybe remember that 2010, 2011, kind of on the back end of the 2008 nines shale boom. But that was a two-state project for us. It was Louisiana and Arkansas. I think before it's all said and done, we had almost 400,000 acres leased up in a stealth, nature. Nobody knew who the client was, and it worked really well. We had a title plant situation in Arkansas. We did the same thing there. Secure a local plant, which helped expedite our title research on the Arkansas side. But some of the big kind of things that make those a success is the separation of information, right? So you set up stealth names in your systems. Your landmen don't know who your clients are. Really, only a couple of people in house at the broker shop or your crew chief or whatever needs to know who the client is, and really you keep that separation. You don't email a whole lot back and forth. I mean, I've seen so many sneaky things get out by somebody forwarding an email, because they get busy and you got all kinds of back and forth. So you got to have some strategy. I think we took, and that Brown Dents job was also for Southwestern. And so we took a lot of the lessons learned from that project and applied it to that job in Southern Arkansas and North Louisiana. And God, we went 2 or 3 years leasing on that project before the cat got out of the bag. And by that time it was done. We had the position and didn't really experience a lot of competition in that specific area. But it's fun times. You never seen a more curious bunch of dang people than landmen working on a stealth job. I mean, they would try to trick everybody involved. The speculation is great. Or you can look on the forums, and it just it's fun. You're chuckling at your landmen and landowners trying to figure out who it is and speculating who it is. And
Yeah.
you're successful if you got 4 or 5 different options flying around, on the
Yeah.
internet.
Well, I think it's always funny is whenever, now in the position we're in now, instead of being that landman out in the field, now you got people calling you going, "Hey, who is that down there in South Central Oklahoma doing all that leasing?
Yeah.
Are y'all working on that?" Or yeah, I just love. I don't know. I don't know who
Yeah.
that is. I didn't even know what was going on.
We used to get clever with our names. We would have some name entity, but now anymore we just lease under Dudley because
Mhm.
who knows who it could be,
Right.
and and that tends to work out. But you do get those calls, people trying to catch you slipping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Well,
so
and that's the deal. It's like, if you're going to do a stealth project, it's probably best to use somebody like Dudley as opposed to kind of a one-off shop that's just done your work for 20 years. You better go somewhere else if you're going to do a stealth project.
I mean, EOG was the world's worst about that. Everybody knows they use 2 brokers, and they
Yeah.
really only use 1 broker.
Yeah.
And you'll see them permitting wells under that broker's name. Like, okay,
Yeah.
they do all of their work.
Yeah.
Um, Shocker, but that there's some things you could do. Kind of to that point. Talking about different brokers leasing under their names or stealth names that a company sets up. It was a really cool one we did out of the Rockies. It was actually a Nebraska project years ago. And we were doing the leasing. Dudley Lamb was doing the leasing for the job. But the client set up a standalone entity through a law firm in Denver. And so the law firm was the registered, party behind the entity. And so whenever you did the SEC filings or, Secretary of State filings or whatever, you would look and it would just be the law firm. And so nobody knew who it was. Or just a law firm in Denver was, associated with this entity. And that was a really good separation. You didn't have any backdooring into, oh, look, Dudley's doing this big thing, or, such and such company. It was a Devon project, actually. So I took that away as something, if you really want to get stealthy, which there's kind of different levels of stealthy that we see over the years. That was a good takeaway, because you could take that as far as you want, you know, and that really just kept everybody off the heel of the Devon for a good while until we got that project leased up for them.
Yeah. Third degree separation there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.